Radona from Boys and Girls Hairstyles. Today I have Helen with me. If you have been following and watching, she has been growing her hair out now, and we just got talking, and it's actually going to be a year next month. And I'm so proud of her because I was teasing that she would want to cut it back off after a little bit, but she has been going strong for now 11 months, almost a year. So anyway, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next to catch this up. So you can see all this has grown out. What I'm going to do is bring this length up, and then I'm going to connect and stack that so we can get rid of some of this bulk down here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this straight across the back. And it's so hilarious. We always tease, what's that?
Do I have a tan line?
Yep, see, I was just gonna say that. We always tease about our tan line because every time she comes back for a cut, after we cut this back off, she definitely has a tan line. So yep, she knew it. Okay, so now, just gonna dry this off a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna take this trimmer, just take that hair off here. Yeah, I am so proud of Helen because, I mean, any of you that have tried growing your hair out, especially after, you know, because I thought about it just a little bit here and there, but man, it is hard. Once you have short hair, it is super hard to grow it out. It just is, because short is easy. Okay, so I'm just gonna take above the ear and just clip that up. Then we're gonna start here in the middle. Gonna bring this up. Take this next section, just off to the right here. And then I'll show you how to connect the next layer that you bring down. So you can see about how much I'm taking off. I cannot believe how good she's done. She hasn't even complained. Good job, Helen. Because even if we do it sometimes, there's a lot of complaining in the middle. It's like a little bit hard, but it does help to keep it shaped while you're growing it out. Some people, they, you know, kind of get in their head if they're gonna grow it out, then they just don't come get a cut. They just grow it out and then they go cut it, you know, after they grow it out. But if you style it and keep it shaped while you grow it out, way, way easier. Okay, so after this section, I'll show you guys how to bring some other hair down to it and cut that into those layers. Okay, so now I'm just going to take another little section, just pull this section away. Okay, so when I hold that out, you can see where that guide point is right here, and the rest of that hair, that's where we're going to take that bulk out. Okay, so the next, there's the guide point. Same thing, there's the guide point. I'm gonna take that bulk out there. You can see I'm just pulling it straight out from the head. Okay, this section, pulling that out, there's that guide point. Doing good, Helen?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. I love it. People are, they're loving watching you grow out your hair, so it's fun. Super fun. Okay, now one more section. And this section, we'll pull this out. You can see that guide point from here to here. Just take that corner off. Okay, then of course I'm going to take that last layer out. Okay, you can see that guide point right here. I'm going to take that corner off. And what this is doing also is that top layer that was extra short when we started, that was spiky, it is totally catching this, which is amazing. The point that she's been wanting to get to. So it's great, it's great. Okay. Just trimming that area. Okay, now this side, I'm gonna hold that out, take off that corner. I'm super excited that Helen is going on a little trip with her hubby for her 40th anniversary. So that's cool. Super fun. They are going back to the same area they went on their honeymoon. So that is seriously awesome. So happy anniversary to those two, 40 years. That's seriously so cool. It's awesome.
A long time.
A long time. But they're best friends. It's awesome. Yep. So fun. Okay, so now I'm going to come from this point, and I'm just going to kind of point cut into that. Just so you're not like taking length off of that top, but you're obviously getting it trimmed up. Okay. Same thing there, just kind of point cut into that. Take those little ends. Okay, same thing over here. Just point cut into that a little. Okay, now another thing you can do is you can come up vertical this way. Well, up is vertical, this is horizontal, but just check it this way to see if there's anything that's way off. Okay, same thing here. Okay, that's just a way to make sure that you have all the corners and that everything is connecting, is to go back and check it. Okay, so now the top. We obviously want the length, so we're just gonna point cut into this. Okay, and then she parts left to right. Okay, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna just kind of open and shut my shears, just so this is different lengths up here. This will just kind of piece it out so it's not all the same. You can see I kind of go halfway in and take little chunks out. We definitely want this as long as we can, so we're barely trimming that. But I definitely recommend to trim it just a tiny bit, even if you are trying to grow it out. It grows a lot better if it gets a tiny, tiny trim. Okay, so same thing here. We are keeping the length, but want to just barely do that a little. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this out. So connecting this layer to the bottom, you're going to just barely take those ends off. Okay, now we'll go to this side. Pull that out and just barely trim that. Okay. Okay, awesome. Now we are going to texture. You're going to, don't go in a part here. You're just gonna come in where that bends and you're just gonna kind of come up and go 1, 2, 3, or just a couple here. And what this does, you guys, is it cuts little hairs out, and so the longer hairs sit on the little hairs and it gives it volume, which makes a huge difference. A huge difference. In fact, that's the thing too, like when Helen had her hair super short, she had so much of it that she would need to come back and just drop by and have me take the texturizing shears through her hair, because it just helps a ton, especially if you have so much hair. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of piece this out with the chunky. So I'm gonna do that with these ends a little bit, just so it doesn't get bulky. So you can see with the other shears, I kind of brought it in a little bit to give it that oomph. And then the bigger texturizing shears that are more chunky, I'm just kind of coming through the ends a little bit. You're obviously gonna watch that and be careful. If they have thin, fine hair, you won't wanna do a ton. You can still do some because it gives it texture, but just be careful. If they have enough hair, then you can go in, you know, like I did right then, and just kind of take out the ends. If not, just do a little bit. So don't have to do quite as much. Okay, now we are gonna do the mousse. Okay, and we're gonna put this through here. Okay, and then, let me see, oh, it's right here. Okay, this is the volume and lift spray. I'm just gonna kind of put this in her root area. Okay, and then we will blow dry. Okay, so now that we have blow dried, we are going to take the flat iron. We always like to flat iron it after. So the round brush is going to give it the volume, you know, that you would want. And if you like more of the straight look, you can go back through like we are and just take the flat iron through it. If not, you can keep it, you know, more of the rounded a little bit, but Helen likes the straight look, right? Yep. Okay, and now this side. And if you want, and if you have, you know, a hard time flat ironing, you can take up little sections. You know, just kind of put it up in a clip and then just flat iron the pieces below. That helps some people sometimes because it gets a little bit too much. So yeah, if you need to do that, you can do that. Okay, now I'm going to take the oil. I'm just going to take a couple little drops. Just rub this in, bring it throughout. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of paste through her bang area and the cute layering around her face a little bit to piece this out. So you can see it's just clear in my hands. I just rub it together. And then this way we can see if we need to piece out her bangs more. Take my pin comb here and I'm going to back comb that, and I go in, down, and out. So I make my base here, and then that way you can spray right there and that helps it stay so it doesn't fall out. Also, the texture that we put in her hair, that also helps when you back comb like this for it to stay in. Okay. Now I'm just going to spray underneath. And then I'm just going to put her hair into place. And then of course I'm going to turn her to the mirror so I can even see what I'm doing here. Okay, turn her. Feel better? Have a nice trim, shape it up. Cute. This last color we did, if you watched, we ended up putting a little bit more blonde into it. She used to do a lot of red, but we thought for summer it would be fun and to go in with natural highlighting. It blends in real good, doesn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn her around so you can see the cute stack here in the back. And Helen, how do your bangs feel? They feel about right?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much for having this little journey with all of us. It's fun to watch her grow it out. And I can't believe it's almost been a year. But yeah, we will keep you updated and keep doing her haircuts when she comes back. So thanks again for all of your support. We will talk to you next time. See ya.